Preamp legends, I hope you're all fantastic. Fresh off the press today, we have Crossfire from Crazy Tube Circuits. This is a 2-in-1 amp style and overdrive pedal in one. You have an amp style section over here with 3-band EQ, volume and drive, and then you've got a drive section over here with drive, tone, volume, a more gain switch, and a switch to switch between asymmetric and symmetric clipping. There's also ins and outs on the back, as well as an effects loop section in here. So this can be run several ways, either straight into a really neutral clean amp, or as we're going to hear at the end of the video, I actually like it straight into a power amp section as well, and we will hear it with some of these wonderful rack effects behind me over here. So let's dive straight in. Get started with Crossfire in front of a pretty neutral sounding clean amp setup. I have my Synergy 2CP preamp module running into the Synergy Syn 5050, and it sounds like this at the moment on the neck pickup of my Strat. Let's just kick Crossfire in on the preamp section. You'll notice immediately that it is a whole lot brighter, and you can use this 3-band EQ to really kind of dial things into your taste, whether you want more of a mid-push thing or more of a mid-scooped thing. Pretty straightforward stuff there. You will notice as you push the drive control here, you go from that kind of clean edge of breakup thing into some proper bluesy drive, and this is interacted with this high-low switch over here. I've got it on low at the moment. Let's try the bridge pickup. So it can get properly gritty on the preamp section. I'm just going to set it up with a little bit more bass. I'll leave the mids where they are, and we can have a listen to how this interacts with the drive section. The drive section has quite a bit going on. You've got your standard just kind of 3 knobs for drive, tone, and level on there, but you've got a symmetric or asymmetric clipping option, and then you've got the option to have high or low gain. Let's start with symmetric clipping on the low gain setting. quite a lot of variation going on there, and you can hear obviously the drive section is quite dependent on how you set this preamp section over here. What I'm going to do for the next section is just have a quick little jam over a backing track that I made inspired by a little Aussie classic. If you recognize the tune, let me know in the comments, but I'll just kind of tweak it as I go, and we can hear the difference between the clean preamp section, the preamp module with the power amp, so I guess the amp on its own, and then with the preamp kicked in with the drive. I'm also going to use my Lexicon PCM81 and my Eventide Eclipse here for some post-processing effects. So this should be pretty fun. Works pretty well in front of a clean amp like that, but in a setup like this, you can actually use the preamp as a standalone preamp. So what I've done here is I've just bypassed my Synergy and I'm going straight into the Synergy Syn 5050 power amp, and I'm using this preamp side of Crossfire as a proper preamp into the power amp, and I think it sounds pretty good. Check it out. Really lovely clean platform, and then you can kick the drive in on top of that. I've got this set to asymmetric clipping on the higher gain mode. What I'm going to do is kick in some of that plate reverb from the PCM81, then I will bring in some delay as well and just kind of noodle around with these tones for a little bit using this as a standalone preamp. I guess the idea here would be that you could stick this on your board, and if you've got a backline amp with an effects return and you don't want to have to worry about setting up the backline amp clean, like say you get something like a Marshall JCM 800 as your backline amp, it's going to be a little bit hard to set that one super duper clean and run this into it. If it was one of the reissues, you can just go straight into the effects loop and you've got your Fender style preamp ready to go. And because this has an effects loop, you could place your like time-based effects after the little OD section but before the preamp. So I'll bring in some reverb and then some delay. course, having lots of reverb and delay on anything generally makes it better, but I am really enjoying this particular combo here, using the preamp section as a super clean Fender style preamp into the power amp, and then just sprinkling some grit on top with the asymmetric clipping on the low gain mode. Let's hear that again, and then we'll hear it with my Les Paul with humbuckers. And what do you know, you can actually get a pretty decent amount of drive out of this particular combo. So that is Crossfire from Crazy Tube Circuits. I think it's one of these things with this particular company where everything they do is pretty good, and it's pretty hard to find fault with it. I really like, kind of true to form, there's a bunch of thoughtful features on there, like the clipping options, the high and low gain switch, and just the general build quality of all their pedals in there. The loop, like I said earlier, is a really nice touch as well. And you know, if you just want something to act as a really lovely, clean pedal platform to maybe spice up a kind of dull sounding amp, or you need a preamp pedal with a boost in one package to run as your kind of backline preamp solution on your pedal board, your break glass in case of emergency rig, so to speak. This is going to tickle your pink. It is a really fantastic example of what Crazy Tube Circuits do really, really well, in my opinion. Let me know what you all thought in the comment section below. And if you have any other questions, please let me know. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching.